This episode of BFAQ is brought to you by the Underground Open Mic at the Yacht Club. Hello, and welcome to another BFAQ. You look great, like you're getting ready for the big weekend ahead. No worries, you got this. If you looked any more fly, you would sprout wings and attract Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, I hear you. It's not funny. It's a nerdy 80s reference coming from me. You should have known better. Before we begin, I wanted to let you know that this is being filmed in a hotel that I'm staying in due to a house fire this past Tuesday. No people, animal, or music gear was harmed, but there is a hole in the wall and smoke damage which is being taken care of this week. Question 1.
What got you interested in engineering, mixes, and recording?
Well, the thing that got me interested in engineering, mixing, and recording is necessity. Just wanting to hear back the ideas in my head. Originally, was shown a trick by a friend where if you grab a boombox that'll record you, you would sing and play guitar, record that into the boombox. You take that and you'd put it into, let's say, a hi-fi system, and then play along with it to another tape into your boombox that records. And in essence, you have like a 2-track where it just makes things sound full. You kind of get to hear your harmony ideas and things like that. After that, I found out about the Beatles and how a lot of their recordings were done on 4 tracks. The day I turned old enough to get a job, I went and got a fast food job, and the first piece of music equipment I bought was a 4-track, a taped 4-track recorder, and I just messed with that for a long time, doing weird sound experiments and just hearing what I could do, what's possible. After that, it just was going to the studio with a band. It was really expensive at the time. You had to buy the tape, the reel-to-reel tapes. You know, it was a lot of money. The tapes alone and the studio time. On top of that, it seemed like someone was always arguing with the engineer or, you know, the people mixing it, and it just seemed like a real hassle. So I thought eventually I'd like to get into just doing it myself so I can, because I know I can handle how musicians think, and if you understand the way a musician works, then you can easily record them without any hassle and usually get the best out of them as well. So then the rest was just necessity, learning to do it through my own band, how to get drums to sound good, how to get guitars to sound good. The big stumbling block was mixing. With mixing, I just started learning, thankfully, from YouTube tutorials and things like that. There's so many out there, and then you can just keep elevating until you're learning from, you know, some of the best in the business. It's a lot of fun. I'd suggest anybody who is interested in doing it, just go for it.
Question 2. What will be happening on your event for 1/14/17? Live music? A party? Your event page seems vague.
Okay, so on Saturday, January 14th, there's going to be a party at Gabe's Oasis in Iowa City. They generously offered up their location to just celebrate the music that was put together for this occasion. A bunch of artists that I've worked with, whether I've recorded them or mixed them, mastered their stuff, you know, played shows with them even. They've got together, compiled a bunch of songs, gave me a lot of unique things to work with, and I think we have like 17 songs right now. Originally it was an online CD release party where I was hoping all the bands would just invite their friends and we would just have a big discussion on music and art and things like that. Then Gabe's decided they had that day open and there was enough time for me to broadcast from Gabe's. So I thought, let's do a live broadcast from Gabe's and invite a lot of the musicians who played on it to come out. You know, I'll interview them. I'd like to get their thoughts on music and what they think of the songs that they've donated to the project, as well as, you know, just their music in general. And if people want to play a couple songs, they're more than welcome to do that. That would be great. I always love hearing music, and I think most of you guys do too. What this is it's an event you can either watch online, you can join us at Gabe's if you'd like. It's going to be fun no matter what. We'll have food, and of course it's at a bar, so there's going to be alcohol. Food, friends, alcohol, good times. If you can't be in town, get online. We'll have a big discussion. You know, share your music, share what you like. Let's just be a great community together. Question 3.
What's the deal with Steve Albini? Mix with the Masters and GoFundMe.
Okay, so the Steve Albini Mix with the Masters GoFundMe thing. Mix with the Masters is a group of people who have come together and gotten all of the best mixers and engineers in the industry. And what they do is they provide basically support for anyone who's looking to get into this industry and better themselves. Mix with the Masters has new videos that come out every week highlighting a great mixer or engineer. They had like Andrew Schweppes go through a mix of his, Joe Ciccarelli, how he records drums, Chris Lord-Alge going through a bunch of mixes. Oh, they had one of my favorites, which is Andy Wallace, and he went through a mix as well, gives tips and things like that. And they also have Steve Albini. He has a few Q&A things that he has done with them in the past. So what this seminar is, with Steve Albini every year, around this time, Mix with the Masters picks roughly 10 to 15 people to come and work with Steve for a whole week. The thing is, the Mix with the Masters is held at Studio La Fabrique in France. I think it's where Radiohead recorded their last album. It's a pretty big, famous studio. It's really, really nice looking. You should look it up. But they invited me, along with around 15 other people, to work with Steve. And how that process works is you fill out an application and you submit mixes you've done and basically your bio, and they decide who works best. It just costs a lot of money, so I didn't know if I was going to do it. It was out of my budget range, but I was lucky enough to have people believe in me and start a GoFundMe, and people have been very, very generous, and I can't thank them enough for all their generosity. It's been great. And I mean, even Steve himself, I was able to contact Steve, and he agreed to do a Skype interview with me just to talk about Mix with the Masters and, you know, answer any questions and just discuss audio in general. I'll be posting that after it happens, of course. So if you have any questions for that specifically, like if, you know, you don't know how legit this is or whatever, I'll be talking with Steve himself, and I'll relay any questions you might have to him. So yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. We'll get to them and hopefully have your answer. So this episode of the BFAQ is brought to you by the Underground Open Mic at Iowa City Yacht Club. And what this is a weekly event that happens every Tuesday starting at 8 p.m. and it goes till midnight. This is an opportunity for anyone who wants to do any kind of art, poetry, rapping, singing, music. If you have a band, you know, come down and play. We're trying to encourage artists to come together and do their thing. I've seen bands form out of this open mic. I've been hosting for a little while. It's changed hands a few times. We have other hosts as well. I pretty much have a love affair with the Underground Open Mic. I'm glad to be plugging it. If you have any questions about open mic, please again comment below.
And now for the joke of the week.
What's the difference between a musician and a large pizza? A large pizza can feed a family of 4. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. A swifty booyakasha to you, and have a great day. See you later.